Welcome to the Success by Six Coalition. We're so happy to have you here. There's a lot going on in our community, so let's get you up to speed. Did you know that Austin was one of the first communities in the country to focus on early childhood? That was thanks to Jeanette Watson's leadership way back in 1985. The initial task force evolved over time into the Child Care Council that recommended the city add 2 early childhood staff positions. Then, in the late 90s, the council released a community planning document. Affordable, accessible, quality childcare for Austin. It recommended ongoing investment to improve the affordability, accessibility, and quality of childcare, and encouraged the city to be a model employer with policies that supported working families with children. Not long after that, in the early 2000s, the city received a sizable planning grant that allowed us to convene stakeholders and begin to build what would become the Success by Six Coalition. By 2005, the coalition named United Way for Greater Austin the backbone organization for our collective efforts. And we embarked on a strategic planning process that resulted in our first community-wide strategic plan focusing on early childhood. This School Readiness Action Plan, as we called it, laid out a bold roadmap for ensuring all children entered kindergarten happy, healthy, and prepared for school and beyond. We built on that first plan and released a second in 2015. Today, we're in the third iteration of this strategic plan, a 2,000-day journey from birth to kindergarten, and a 2,000-day journey for our community as we work to improve outcomes for all children over the next 5 years. So why do we talk about a 2,000-day journey? Well, because research shows the first 2,000 days of a child's life strongly influence the rest. 90% of all brain development happens within those first 2,000 days from birth to kindergarten, with millions of neural connections forming every minute. An early childhood full of rich experiences is essential for happy, healthy children who are ready to succeed in school and in life. And what does it mean to be ready for school? School readiness is more than ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. A school-ready child interacts positively with others, is curious and loves learning, can focus and pay attention, is generally happy and can manage his emotions, and has age-appropriate thinking, language, and physical skills. A child who begins kindergarten ready is set on a path that predicts her 3rd grade reading level, her high school graduation, her justice system involvement, her college perseverance, and ultimately, her adult earning potential. Community investment in early childhood programs results not only in more successful individuals, but also in significant economic benefits for the community as a whole. It doesn't matter what circumstances a baby is born into. Every child is equally deserving of loving care and the opportunity to thrive. But the truth is, children born into households with low income often don't have access to the same quality of resources as their higher income neighbors. There are almost 93,000 children younger than 6 living in Travis County, and 37% of them, more than 1 in 3, live in households with low income. That's 34,000 children in our community who may not have the same opportunities as their more advantaged peers. In fact, only 34% of children younger than 4 who are from families with low income are receiving any early learning services at all. And this is an equity issue. More than 90% of these young children in our community are children of color. Decades of research prove that the disadvantages begin the moment these kids come into the world. Children born into poverty are disproportionately born early, at low birth weight, or with chronic illness. Ultimately, they're less likely than their peers to be ready for or to be successful at school. And today in Austin, less than half the children in our community are entering school ready. For children with families from low income, things are even worse. We know that access to resources can make a difference, as children from more affluent families are more likely to be school ready. We know what we need to do to level the playing field. But we also know that no one of us can do it alone. That's where the Success by Six Coalition comes in. With all of us working together under a community-wide strategic plan, we can make a difference. Our plan is organized under 4 critical areas. We start with healthy beginnings and ensure all children receive early and regular basic needs and health services. And we support families so they have access to and use the resources they need to positively nurture their children and to develop greater financial stability. We also invest in high-quality care and education so families have access to learning environments that demonstrate positive development outcomes for all children. And we're building a safe and stimulating community so we have the resources and infrastructure to deliver services to children and their families and make Austin-Travis County a safe and healthy place to raise children. In order to be successful, we need to bring a lot of people to the table, including parents, service providers, policymakers, civic leaders, experts, philanthropists, and you. Together, we make up an active stakeholder network implementing this plan. It's overseen by a leadership team that includes system-level decision makers and funders. The leadership team's work is supported by work groups specific to our 4 critical areas and by groups that support the work overall. With all of us together, we've had tremendous success. We've seen more money invested in our community. We've increased access to quality care and education and parent-child support programs. We've improved collaboration. And our work is being recognized. So how can you become part of this important work? Well, first, you commit yourself to upholding the Success by 6 Coalition values. We believe all children and families have inherent worth and an immense capacity to learn and thrive. We value diversity and strive for equity in everything we do. We honor the primary and vital relationship between parents or caregivers, families, and their children. And we agree early learning professionals should be provided with respectable working conditions and a living wage for their important work. Now that you have a background on this important work, and we know we share the same values, it's time for you to get involved. Sign up for our mailing list and join us at our next stakeholder meeting. Go to successby6atx.org and click on Stay Informed. And welcome to Success by 6 ATX.